Apparently, Trump was verbally attacked today while attending church. But before we check that out, Libs of TikTok posted, liberals in San Francisco suffering from severe TDS gathered to scream when Trump was inaugurated. Let's check out the response. Okay, that was a bit of an overrated response. Of course, we knew that this was going to come when Donald Trump took office just a few days ago. Well, just yesterday, I'm sorry. And man, I cannot wait to continue to enjoy the memes. But before we get to that, speaking of joy, where we're supposed to be joyful, Kamala is coined for imagining joy and everything in her campaign. But anyhow, this woke pastor attacks Trump and J.D. Vance to their faces for scaring the LGBTQ kids and illegals. Oh my gosh. Let's go ahead and hear what he has to say.
In the name of our God, I ask you to have mercy upon the people in our country who are scared now. There are gay, lesbian, and transgender children in Democratic, Republican, and independent families, some who fear for their lives.
You can clearly see J.D. Vance looking like, really? Really? This is the church, by the way, preaching this. Keep that in mind.
And the people who pick our crops and clean our office buildings, who labor in poultry farms and meat packing plants, who wash the dishes after we eat in restaurants and work the night shifts in hospitals, they may not be citizens or have the proper documentation.
Trump is over it now.
But the vast majority of immigrants are not criminals. They pay taxes and are good neighbors. They are faithful members of our churches and mosques, synagogues, wadara, and temples.
Oh, so that's what you're hitting at. They good sources of income for you, huh? Wow. As Valentina Gomez put it, no such thing as a trans child. The LGBTEQ is a terrorist organization, she says.
I ask you to have mercy, Mr. President, on those in our communities whose children fear that their parents will be taken away, and that you help those who are fleeing war zones and persecution in their own lands to find compassion and welcome here. Our God teaches us that we are to be merciful to the stranger, for we were all once strangers in this land. May God grant us the strength and courage to honor the dignity of every human being, to speak the truth to one another in love,
And actually practice what you preach on that note.
and walk humbly with each other and our God for the good of all people in this nation and the world.
Wow. Yeah, this is woke ideology being practiced inside of a church, telling you or trying to convince you that there are trans children, and somehow J.D. Vance and Donald Trump is a threat to, or yeah, well, insinuating that they're somehow a threat and leaving people in fear. I won't doubt that half of the country is definitely not joyous about Donald Trump winning. However, the fear-mongering here is just outlandish, and especially in a place like this. Somebody said, Jessica says, for the life of me, I cannot understand why they went through with attending the National Prayer Service. The National Cathedral is a joke. Every single member of their clergy and staff is completely woke. As I can counter them more, I'll be able to come to my own conclusion to that. But from what I'm seeing today, I would say I agree. Let's go ahead and see what Donaldo Trumpo Post it. He don't even know, or she don't even know. They don't even know. All right, let me go ahead and fit in with the woke ideology theme here. They don't even know whom made this.
I'm also a lesbian, and I'm vegan. Meat is murder. Cows fart, and the climate changes. I voted for Kamala. And Tampon Tim. I loved Tampon Tim. He seemed like a great guy who probably does wear tampons. Also, Mexicans are great gardeners, and they're cheap. Please don't deport my gardener, Juan. He's so affordable. I know I'm lesbian, but he's also kind of hot. I get confused sometimes. Like right now, when I see President Trump, I know I'm supposed to hate him like CNN told me to.
Mm-hmm.
But he's also kind of hot. He's even hotter than Juan. Mucho caliente. I'm...
Okay, está bien. Está bien. We're gonna move on. Benny Johnson posted earlier today, President Trump responded actually to the disgraced woke pastor that attacked him during that sermon. Let's go ahead and hear what he has to say. Let's make sure we got some volume on this.
Mr. President, what did you think of the sermon? What did you think of the sermon? What did you think of the sermon?
What did you think? You like it? You find it exciting? Not too exciting, was it? I did think it was a good service, though. Thank you very much.
Thank you, press. Thank you, press.
All right, for those who couldn't make it out, it says, what do you think? Trump responded by saying, what do you think? Did you find it exciting? Was not too exciting, was it? Yeah, and I would definitely agree. The people out there who think that what the pastor did and whom may be in alignment with that, man, you really have to question yourself right there and look at the scripture that you were preaching about and really reevaluate your ideology on some things. I'll leave it at there. Let's read a few comments. Someone on Trump's staff should be fired for letting this person waste his valuable time. We only have 4 years. There's too much to do to burn this much daylight. Yeah, that was definitely a complete waste of time. Nothing exciting about going to prayer service that slaps you in the face with DEI nonsense. This is complete BS. Look at me finna add the LGBTQ letters to it. BS going in on the church. What the F? Discussing. I don't think I could have slept through it. I would have walked out. Definitely something I would have been like considering for sure with the stronghold. I'm telling you. So Charles R. Downs posted this. Madeline Buddy, the woke pastor, I believe that's her name. Marion. Yeah. Buddy, okay, whatever. The woke pastor who criticized President Trump during today's National Cathedral ceremony is on Obama's donor list as well. Okay, it's time for Miss Buddy to resign. Hopefully I'm saying her name right, Buddy. Anyhow, let's go and check what this is out. She made almost about $300. This was in 2012. So, okay, so she's obviously somebody who supports and back Obama. We know Michelle Obama didn't come to the inauguration. Apparently, she decided to stand on Benny in terms of proving a point with her disdain for Trump. However, you see, Obama showed up, his good friend Obama, his good friend meaning Trump's good friend, and he completely defied everything that he was preaching about in terms of Trump being this big threat to democracy and the futures and all this other stuff. But here we have the connection between Miss Buddy and the Democrats. Somebody said it's called free speech. She's entitled to a position. Doesn't mean she commands respect for it in her actions today. Shocking. Shock. No way. She must dig Big Mike. Somebody says, oh my gosh, y'all are not going to let that go, are y'all? Not at all. So this is her right here. Says she's given up speaking to President Trump. We need to replace Trump. So I don't know when this was filmed. I know this was posted today, but yeah, I don't know when this was initially released.
Why did you want to come out here and send
Their
this
message. It is a message of a call for justice, for swift justice for George Floyd, for systemic justice for all brown and black people who have been under the knee of this country in ways that we have witnessed time and again. This is wrong. And this rising up, this spontaneous uprising of people, mostly half my age or younger, they're the ones we should be listening to.
And they're angry at the president.
They're so angry.
They're angry at the president. So what is your message to President Trump today?
Well, I've given up speaking to President Trump. We need to replace President Trump. We need leadership that will lead us in the ways that this country deserves.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, as Scott Jennings said, some along these lines, we had 4 years of Donald Trump. We ended up going to Biden, and now we are running. Half of America is running back. We ran back to Donald Trump, that is, me being one of them. Somebody said this right here is why I won. Most definitely, you've given up on trying to talk to President Trump, as most usually do, whom don't want to grow in their positions or remove their feelings away from the facts of any situation. Randy says, how does this lady rise to bishop within the church? The church needs to tend their garden and pull out some weeds. Opinion. Allowing women as pastors and the like was a very bad idea. Some things not right, said, not me. Who selected her to speak today? Someone said, then you need to replace we the people. Not on my watch. Oh my gosh. What else do we have left here? Oh my God. We got something spicy right here, huh? Liberals are having a mental breakdown after Trump announced there's only 2 genders today as well. I believe he went ahead and moved that pen to enforce that as well today. I don't know. I probably ended up putting this in the wrong tab, but we already here, so let's check it out.
Please excuse my hair. I just woke up.
I mean, your hair looks pretty, it fits the description.
Donald Trump was inaugurated at 12, and just a few minutes ago, he has now claimed that there will only be the male and female gender that will be recognized in America. This sets back everything that the trans community has been working for, and we have already not been recognized in this country for centuries. If we remember, gay marriage became legal 10 years ago. We had just earned the right to change our gender on our passports and IDs. Just because I want to identify as a man does not mean I am trying to hurt you. In these next 4 years, you are going to hear the most intense
Wait, you're trying to identify as a man? You?
anti-trans propaganda you have ever heard in your entire life. And they're going to strew it in a way that sounds extremely convincing because it will fearmonger. It will fearmonger everyone's insecurities. Please talk to your neighbors, protect your trans community, stay involved, and do not forget us because history will try to erase us. Please
what a case we have here. What a case we have here, guys. I blame all of the woke ideologies from the left, the DEIs and everything that Biden and Obama. Nobody's trying to attack the LGBTQ community at all. Be who you are, do what you want to do. However, there's objective facts, there's subjective facts. There's some things you, like I say, can be subjective on. And gender is just not on that list. Either you are a man, you were born with this, or you were a woman, you were born with that. Just, no in between, unless it's one of those special cases, right? Somebody say LGBTQ, you mean liquor, guns, bacon, and tips? I don't know why I read it like that. Is this explanation sufficient for you to understand there? Wow. Y'all did her dirty. Y'all. Y'all did. Big Mike, as y'all call us, dirty. Somebody says, just because you want to identify as a man does not mean I want to hurt you. But you did. Somebody said, you gleefully tried to force us to make use made up. You tried to force us to use made up bullshit pronouns at the risk of our jobs. You tried to force yourselves into female spaces such as locker rooms and sports. You tried to do everything under the sun to undermine the very integrity of male and female, which is objective, not subjective.